Yo, check me out, I'm elderb. It is saturDayZ. At least that's what I'm calling it. Playing DayZ. It's been my new obsession lately. Pretty new to the game. I think I've got like 140 hours, less than that, something like that. But what it comes down to is I've been on a break for, like 2 months? 2 months, I think. So jumping back into it, a soft jump back in, I guess. Don't want to act like, we're not soft launching. This isn't a brand. But after just a couple months off to kind of get back into some other things, basically looking into getting back into programming again. Haven't been any busier with work, so that has been a negative, because then when I wasn't doing programming stuff, I was playing games and not doing what I was supposed to. But that's what we're doing. So at this point, I figured, why not get back into streaming those games and saying hi to some of you folks. But obviously, DayZ is a much more saturated space, I will say, than some of the other stuff I've been playing. So what I'm going to do, we'll do saturDayZ and then alternate between that and back in My Day Friday. So we'll still be doing the Sierra playthroughs, older school games, I guess, not necessarily old school. But yeah, we'll alternate that back and forth. So tonight, play some DayZ, and then look at about next week, I think we'll get back into doing our Quest for Glory 1 playthrough. Just bouncing some windows around here. Now, it appears as though there's very little going on screen as I shuffle, but that's just because we've loaded into a server where it is absolutely pitch black, unfortunately. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with as we load in. So since I'm relatively new to the game, let me finish this pair, shuffle one more screen, then I'll cut that nonsense out. So that unfortunately also cuts the sound out. Let's see, you can put this over here, put this over here. Okay, there we go. I think that nonsense is all balanced out. Yeah, if anybody happens along, we'll chat about how to play, essentially. Because like I said, relatively new, not super familiar with mechanics and things like that, just getting the hang of it. Let's see if we can climb into some houses here. This is relatively futile with not being able to see. But the server, and actually as I pull up I Survive, get our maps ready, the server I was playing on this morning is, like, I don't want to give it away just in case, but it's kind of dead right now, even though it was full pop earlier today. So I don't really know what's going on with that, but I can regale you with some tales of the adventure, because like I said, not being very experienced, I had 3 kills earlier today. 2 confirmed, and then 1 that I kind of found later after the fact on the main menu. So that was pretty cool. I was pretty excited about that. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna have to. Can't see anything anyway, so there we go. Shed a little bit of light on the situation. Get some silhouettes in. We'll just we'll zombie punch with that if we need to. But yeah, I was outside of Vyshny Dubrovka. Where was I actually? Gorka. Yeah, I was staring out the hunting store. Actually, I had just walked into the hunting store in Gorka. Baseball bat, nice. And I heard a car coming. So I was like, I did the first thing, the scared hide in there, don't, a big group might be coming down the road, let's hide. And it was like, you know what? I had a Mosin and an AK, actually, chambered AK. So let me see what I can do here. So the car went like flying by. I say flying by, it wasn't going that fast, so I was like, I'll take a shot. Maybe they'll stop, turn around, we'll get into a fight. So shot, saw the blood splatter. I'm like, oh, okay. I hit him. So I go around back of the buildings, and as I go around back of the buildings, I see a dude running on the other side of the fence, so he had gotten out and was looking for me. So we get in a firefight with him. He runs into a building. As I'm kind of like flanking around, I see the car, and the driver was dead in the driver's seat. So I hit the driver. Mosin one shot dead. Must have been low, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember what he had for armor. They weren't super geared guys. I think they spent all their time on getting the car together. Anyway, so the dude goes into the building. We kind of exchange some shots, words, before that takes place. He goes in the building, and then I see him peeping out, and I had like managed to get around the corner where he didn't see where I was, and one shot him with a, I forget what pistol I had. I think I had a Glock. All right, get in here already. You've been yelling at me the whole time. So that was cool. And then in the midst of looting those two guys, you know, obviously people came out of the woodwork, and we're in the forest. Come here, old lady. Yeah. So I had somebody else come and try and take the spoils. So I just kind of had shot and ran away. I'll take your rags. And I didn't realize, but I had killed that guy too. Just finding out from the main menu after the fact. That is a good jacket. We will take you, good sir. No? See, this is the stuff I'm not used to yet. I'm like, do you have to take your shirt off? Why aren't you letting me do that? That's the new guy stuff that I have not yet shed. I'll take your beanie. I don't care to do the take and put stuff on, because that's always how I end up not picking stuff up. So, if you're a experienced DayZ player and you watch me and you're like, don't do that, I apologize ahead of time. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the adventure, the wandering. Not so much the getting yelled at by old ladies. Let's put them back in here. Oh, come on. Get in here. Get in here. Okay. I'm enjoying getting tabbed out. Yeah, there we go. I might be in trouble here. Let's see what we can do. I don't even know what buttons I hit. There we go. We're not dead. That's a bonus. It just froze on my screen and like... I think what happened is I clicked like in the region. Hang on, sorry, 1 second. In the area where one of these other screens is, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll bring you over to that other screen. Here you go. There we go. Not dead. They're locked up. Let's continue. So anyway, yeah, 3 kills for me was pretty stellar. I did manage to survive in that, but like I said, something's going on with that server right now. I don't know what the deal is, but... So we're starting fresh. I do like no base servers. I don't care for the base aspect of things. If I wanted to do that kind of play style, I'd go play Rust. So no base servers are my deal. So I don't know where we are yet. I do use iSurvive to figure that bit out. And as we get down the road here, we'll see. I'm not a huge Cherno fan. I like Sakal. I know that's potentially controversial, but I do enjoy Sakal. I like some of the stuff like Deadfall. Deer Isle is cool. But yeah, I'm trying to warm up to Cherno, I guess. So I keep trying to give it a go. I've been to Tizzy and not died in the past, so I feel like that's a relatively large accomplishment. Alright, we got a PA building. I am stuttering really bad. Hopefully that's not coming through in the stream there, but we'll see. But that's enough for me blabbing for just a moment here as I kind of wander around. The tea of the evening is wild berry cherry. Into DayZ. Yeah, I figured you were gonna find me. It's crazy to me when people like walk around and stuff like this and be like, oh, the PA building? Yeah, I'm in this town. And it's like, what? How many times have you played this game? But it's impressive. It's an impressive feat for sure. I don't intend to get there. That's specifically why I use, we're going to take that, get some rope and make a backpack. Specifically why I use iSurvive, so I don't have to memorize what the map looks like. I think it just comes to people who've played it for thousands and thousands of hours, but a couple of my buddies that I play with had played it for several thousand hours together. So when they're like, oh yeah, I know exactly where I am, like within the first 15 seconds of spawning. I don't know, maybe that's an acquired skill over some time here. Let's put this away and see how dark we're doing. It's lightening up a little bit, so we should be alright to not advertise our location. You know what? I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna use it. Just makes it easier. If we die, we die. That's the game. I'm a slow looter anyway, so having to wander around with a glow stick and like put things in your face. Alright, let's do a quick search here. I don't like to search in iSurvive because iSurvive already kind of feels like cheating to me. So instead I just kind of like wander around the map looking for MCTA, or at least what kind of looks like MCTA. But I bet, oh there we go, Mista, okay. Mista 3K, and then I think that's Electro, yeah. Electro in front of me. So this must be Solnechny, or at least somewhere near there, is my assumption. What do we got? It's the PA building. Okay, so we just came from the PA building, so down the street should be medical here. If we're thinking about this correctly. And it would be, let's see if this is main drag, would be left side actually, pub. And then the hunting store. We'll just kind of go left side here and see what we can see. There we go. Now it's really, sun's coming up. Let's pop that away for now. See if we can get away from old Yeller there. I'm assuming this is the same sign I just saw. Okay, that is a little more helpful though. Mista to the left. And then other Russian word, I'm assuming is north of us? No? I didn't like the sound of that. Oh, okay, just a runner. Yeah, this is where it's like, okay, so Solnechny is 5 with Mista to my left. So this is Tolga then, I think. Yeah. We'll find out here in a second when it gets a little brighter. Got some power lines over there, so that makes sense. So the well is that way then. We'll go down the road here, finish up what's left, and then kind of turn around and hit one side of the street and come back down that side and go get the well. I try to keep a playthrough, I don't know if this is the right word for it, as pure as possible, I guess. Like I was playing with some buddies the other day and they were like, I was talking about how hip firing takes a little getting used to. And they're like, oh, doesn't your monitor have a crosshair on it? Pretty sure I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I totally am. Doesn't your monitor have a crosshair on it? And I'm like, well, yeah, it does, but like that's not in the game, so I don't really want to do that. And they were like, well, iSurvive isn't in the game. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. We don't need to, I don't need to prove that I'm playing in its purest form ever. We don't need this, but I am going to throw it on my back. Just in case we end up in a fishing situation. He's promising that there's not been anybody around that's finding a decent amount of food already. You know what I just realized too? Let me pause the fun here for a moment. It looks like the screen is way zoomed in. Is that what you guys are seeing? Yeah, it totally is. Let me play with that real quick and fix that up. That is unfortunate and obnoxious. So bear with me one. I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Alright, there we go. That looks slightly less ridiculous now. Apologies for not realizing that beforehand. I was doing the sound test yesterday and I was so concerned with the sound balance, which also hopefully is alright. Hang on, one more distraction here. This is probably what's going to get me killed, this bouncing around with all the settings here. It's okay. We'll make it work. Oh, that's obnoxious too. See, this is what happens when you take 2 months off. Get back into it. Sloppy. Sloppy execution. Plop that down there. You know, a second monitor isn't always just the requirement. A second monitor where you can actually see things and arrange them slightly more necessary. Alright, there we go. There we go. Let's play. Let's play some games. The other good thing about this, ooh, Mark II mag, is it's made it light outside, and I haven't been murdered by zombie or person, so also a benefit. Alright, last house, and then we'll flip a UE and head down the other way here. I've got the baseball bat, so I'm not too concerned. I'd rather go with the head protection. I don't really need a gun right off. I would love a bottle. That's always my first thing that I love to find, is some type of water holding device. Okay, so we got... This is not Tolga. Where are we? Okay. Kamishovo. I didn't even realize that there's a PD here. So the coast should be on my left there, leaving, right? Railroad tracks there. Yeah, so coast is over here. That's funny, I didn't even bother, like... Yeah, how about you, you know, peek behind the buildings that you're in and around, and you would have found out pretty quickly where you are. No worries. Alright. So a little bit of a bigger town. That's even more surprising that those houses hadn't been looted. But we'll not let our guard down. This isn't full pop right now either, I should mention, so it is even less likely that we'll be worried about running into people. There's the PD there. But you know, it's a starter town, so for the most part, people are usually at least receptive to not murdering you immediately. Come on. I don't usually get a bat. I don't know. I haven't usually used a bat that much, so we'll see how my batting skills are. Oh, there it is. All you have to do is say it out loud, and it is possible that you will receive it. That's big. Well, in that case, let's find just enough a cutting device. That's number 2. So we can slash up some clothes, get some more rags. I have taken a liking recently too to rope belts early on, just to get that knife away when you don't have much storage. So hopefully we can make that happen also. I'm watching... Yeah, the frames are pretty garbage, it looks like, on the stream. I think I might need to do something about that. Looks incredibly too stuttery. Looks okay to me on Twitch. YouTube is looking like it's not the greatest, so hopefully that'll sort itself out. If not, I'll have to put some work into increasing that a little bit. I don't know, usually it runs relatively well on my poor old little rig, so hopefully that won't be a consideration. This is my first stream for DayZ, so we'll see how she holds up. Okay. Sporter's not the best in the world. I don't ever mind it. People tend to hate on it. Let's get that out of there. We're not gonna bring that back up again. No mag. It does have... That's not internal chambered, right? Yeah, it's just a one shot. So that's not even really worth having out for any reason until we get a mag for it, but it's okay. I've run into some guys that... Actually, those guys today had sporters, or a sporter. Maybe that's why they died, but, you know, it's a gun. It's better than no gun. I do need to spend a second with the map here. We know where the PD is, obviously, since we just saw it. Suit pants. 8 pass. The hardest thing to decide is when you find an article of clothing that you want, but it's like a ridiculous color. Like, I'm always good for the bigger storage. That's always the goal. You know, you get the bright white hunter pants, and it's like, oh, come on, really? 20, that is better than the crop. Let's do that. Give me those. I don't care about that. That's funny. It's still on. It's like, why did it get brighter? But I know there's like, it's the same as any game, right? Like, you can fight other people in it. So some people, that's all they want to do. Like, oh, get to the PD. We need to get a shotgun so we can go find somebody and take their stuff. I kind of like this part of the game, you know? You can get excited about finding a bottle of water. Like, oh, a glass bottle. That's the biggest find ever. Obviously, the other stuff is fun too, but it'll come. It'll come. It always does. Maybe not tonight on this server, but that's okay. We'll establish a foothold. Just kind of getting some random stuff. Let me iron out some kinks of not showing the full game, and then yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that. I'll watch the videos on it after. See how bad. YouTube looks like it's really struggling, so that's really interesting. That used to be really straightforward. Maybe this just won't be a multi-stream stream game. So if you're watching on YouTube at any point, my apologies. Twitch will be the primary going forward, but we'll see. I'll like I said, I'll watch the video on it later, see how well it translates. Maybe it just looks choppy on mine. Hopefully that's it, because it looks like it keeps freezing up. But inevitably, this might just be, you know, the sign for the system upgrade necessity. We'll see. I haven't, yeah, there's just food, and that's another bottle everywhere. I haven't had a need to upgrade yet. I mean, sure, it would have been nice, but like not an actual, you know, if you don't do this, you're not going to be able to play stuff yet. So that's actually kind of big that we're getting two bottles. I'm going to be weird and put those on the hot bar just to be able to do that. Alright, a knife or... Yeah, let's do a knife first. If I ask for a hatchet, I'm going to get it, and then I'm going to have to put that huge hatchet in my inventory. But if I get like a fire axe or something like that, I can always just drop the bat. So that works too. Alright, I had said I was going to go back this way. That's kind of where I spawned down there though, so let's cut the corner. Just kind of head... Wasn't PD? PD was up this way, right? Yeah, over there, okay. Yeah, let's... let's not wander back and forth in front of a fence. Let's just kind of head in there. I say that as I go check other stuff. That's the kind of stuff I was looking for, though. The other unfamiliar territory for me, well, first with the super one, as soon as I said that, it made me think about what scopes go on what guns. I struggle with that. I don't struggle with it. You just try and slap it on there. If it doesn't work, you go, oh, it doesn't work. But for whatever reason, my brain will not commit those things to memory. Like, I know PU scope goes on... See here, I said I know. No, I don't. if I remember right, PU scope kind of goes on like all the rifles. Put some cool guy shades on. Yeah, blew up this place. The color, not the verb. But outside of that, you know, I'll be like, does this scope go on here? And I'll have like 4 scopes in my inventory, and none of them go on the rifle that I've got. But the other thing is where certain things spawn. And that's another thing that I don't really care. Where's the door on this? Oh, there we go. I don't really care to commit that to memory, too. Like, if you get good enough, you know, that stuff is just going to come to you. But I don't really have the... Oh, he's got a vest. We definitely want that. I don't really care to have, like, the, I need this next, I know I need to go to this city. I'd rather just kind of, like, continue the exploration. And I suppose after 2,000-3,000 hours, you just get tired of that. I don't know why I'm sneaking. I have nothing to kick him, or cut him rather. There we go. Vest will be big though. Oop. Yeah, that was a miss swing. This is an interesting fight. I've been trying to do like a more of a sprint forward bit. That's pretty big. What condition? Pristine too. Make me a little bit more of a target, but that's all right. I've got 122 shot. I'm not much of a player threat, and I don't think anybody's gonna have been here. Just judging on what's been around. Does Cami Shovo have water as I stand still? Yeah, I think it does right behind PD, which kind of sucks, but we'll clear PD and then tire iron. I think it's like, is it back behind there? Maybe. We'll find out. Oh my goodness, I don't need a third bottle. We'll leave that for the next person to stumble on through. Yeah, it's even stuttering for me now. So, yep. I think the system upgrade is coming. Okay. Some gloves. I'm slow at looting also because I don't care to walk into a room and just hit tab. I don't particularly care for that because I feel like that's just yeah, this feels pretty empty. It takes the immersion out of it. I don't really need to be like fully immersed. Like I don't need to be sitting here believing I'm in a zombie apocalypse. But at the same time, you know, if you got loot on the ground, oh, this is really bad. I wonder if it's the server I chose too. The ping is not the greatest. Oh, okay. That's something. It's got a round in it. So we're a two-shot show at this point. Yeah, this has been, I wonder if the Glock was either an oversight or they just didn't want it. I know some people don't care for pistols, but I just want your battery that you don't have. Alright, well, I don't even know if stuff spawns up here, but if nothing else, we'll announce our presence. At least nothing right now, anyway. Yeah, with how stuttery this is, I think what we'll do tonight is we'll kind of cut this slightly short. Won't have either one of us suffer through having to watch all the jittery bits of this relatively poor connection. How many we got out here? Oh, just this guy, okay. See if we can get away without him. Getting excited. Yeah, I think the fountain is maybe that way? Is that a fountain too? I think so. It's really hard to tell. Let's get some more eyes on some of this area. There we go. That's what we need. Battery for later. Alright. I always kind of thought that pistols, like, who cares? Like, it's just a pistol, whatever. And then that's how I finished the second guy that I finished the second guy. Is that another one? It is. And then even killed the third guy. Actually, let's kill this guy. This is risky and next to a PD, but if he's got food, I could go for some of that. But yeah, I really never took much stake in it. I was like, oh, it's a pistol. It's not as good as having a rifle or a shotgun, but there's the, oh my god, that's the worst spot ever. I'll take those trail shoes, though. It's not behind the PD. It is in front of, like, hello, please come get me as I fill my bottle. Fill both, and then we'll jump in that garage across the way, drink up, and then we'll get on skedaddling. The other thing with Cherno is I don't have... Is this clothing in the middle of the road? Interesting. I don't have the where I want to go next, like I do in Deadfall, or I don't really have it in Deer Isle either. But Deadfall for sure. I guess that's like, you know what the goals are, but in Cherno it's always like, Okay, what do I need to get to Tizzy, I guess, but I don't like to do that either. I like to kind of countryside adventure and hit up stuff on the way. I guess we can go to the castle next. See if we can get a rifle up there. Seems to make the most sense. Yeah, glow stick across from a PD is slightly concerning. I don't know. A pullover hoodie is probably going to be better than what I'm wearing. Let's grab that in our hands before we bail out rather than hang out here. I find it interesting that they didn't do like a police captain, like the captain zombie in military. I feel like they should have done that for towns. That would have been interesting. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm not even realizing that's what he is, but let's not make him angry either way. Can I double jump this? Not really. Alright. Get in here. Oh, that's not, because where's the... Okay, I need to figure something out for my sanity here. Coat, that's why. And this should be top, right? Yeah, okay, so we can do both. Did I just glitch that onto the roof? That will be a big bummer. My ignorance trying to figure out clothing types. That has stuff in it too. That's the worst part. Let's go peek on the roof and see if that just... Did that just glitch away forever, or is it sticking through up here? Maybe I can get up there and check it. Oh, DayZ. I don't see it in the roof. I didn't see it floating in the wall either, though. That was my bandage. Both bottles of water. Oh, man, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Okay, well, this is what I wasn't aware of. Coat. I don't think I've ever seen a scarf. This might be stuff from this server too, just a little different. I mean, sitting here being sad about my coat isn't really going to do me any good. We'll just have to be super careful with zombies and such. Alright, let's take a look at the map. Basically, down the road the PD's on. Then we'll head up the road to the farm stand. We need some food. That's also going to be a very quickly approaching priority that we need to pay attention to. So we'll hit all these houses up on the way up, and then Rog should be up that way. We'll go hit that up as well. Yeah, pretty bad stutters. So that's not going to be enjoyable for any of us. So we'll see. saturDayZ might not, just might not be a thing. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just make YouTube videos off of it. I'll have to try that. See if it still comes through in recordings okay. Well, like I said, I think it might be the server that I'm on. Because I think I have like 180 ping or something like that. I believe that's what I was looking at. Who knows? We'll see see what kind of progress we can make. That's nice. Best. These are just medium, right? Yep. What kind of progress we can make, how far we can get without getting splattered, and then you know, either we'll continue with videos from it. Hopefully the recording doesn't stutter. I'm assuming it will. You never know. But it's a game I've been enjoying for sure, regardless of the jank is always the best way to describe that. There's glow sticks everywhere out here. Like when zombies run through you, it's a little much. But what are you gonna do? Okay, so there's for the sporter, if we can get a mag for that, which I don't think is too unique. Should be able to see one eventually. Oh man, the water bottles is what I was just thinking about. More so than the bandages. I could go back, get around the fence. I could go back to that other house that had one, but that's boring. I don't want to go backwards. I need to go forwards. Best high. Plus it's a fun blue. Nothing blends in with the trees better than a bright white and a bright blue. I think just one or two more houses here, yeah. Okay, that was very strange. Did a little floaty dance on top of the fence there. There we go. There we go. This is the kind of stuff we need. The color's not too bad either. Get our Muncher Crunch on. Oh my god, there's food all over the place in here. Hopefully that's cat food. I feel like this is... It's gotta be drops, right? I don't think rags just spawn, do they? Oh, it's duct tape. I thought it was cat food. How many rags? Just 2. Okay. Yeah, so next is a cutting utensil of one flavor or another. Just end up with the sword at the castle. Yeah, that was the last one. There should be a farmhouse up here. Привет, мой друг. This is one of those games where you almost want to learn a little bit of Russian. Almost. Not enough that I'm actually going to commit to it, but the thought crosses your mind, like with that sign there. And a blaze. Or nothing. What do we got up here? Just log piles. Okay, so if we go up the road, there's a feed stand. And then we'll kind of take a sharp left and hit that hunting stand. Yeah, there's the feed stand there. Straight line walking is, it's not super safe, but it's good for tea drinking. Yeah, I'm very curious. I'll probably never receive the answer. But I'm very curious to see, or if I could ever know, what's going on with that other server. Like I said earlier today, it was, I don't know, 6 hours ago or so, full pop, and now it's like locked out. Alright, let's see which way. Kind of 45-ish, this should be good. Up the hill on the clearing, I think I see the clearing there. Make a little annotation on my map here. walk directly into an open field while you're typing on your little iPad. Yeah, I've got all the stream stuff on one screen, so that kind of leaves the iPad. It's got to be the I survive thing, otherwise it'd be alt-tabbing all the time and drive you crazy. I think it would be on this side of the hill for the clearing. Maybe it was this clearing. Maybe I hadn't reached it yet. Yeah, back towards the town. So yeah, it would have to be like this way, but on the other side of it. So probably over on this side, maybe? Hunting stand, and then we'll go up to the castle, which is that over there? I think that's it over there. Alright, if I've gone over the peak of this hill, then that's, there we go, okay. I was going to say, that'll have been too far. Blaze with a box of 308. Baseball cap. Next best thing. Alright, well, then run parallel to this, kind of parallel to the uphill. No, we can kind of go uphill. The castle should be this way. Antenna off to the left. I wouldn't walk around with my gun out, but then I didn't do that on the other server. Actually, I did have my gun out because I was just after the fight with those guys. And a wolf like jumped out of nowhere. They didn't howl. I hadn't heard them. Server restart in an hour, so that'll be a good time anyway to call it either way. It's a little earlier than scheduled, but I want to make sure that the VOD and that the YouTube video is coming through better than it looks on the preview window anyway. So that's good. That'll be good timing. But the wolf like jumped out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden it was the yip when it attacks you. Poop your pants inducing. There's two little shacks or something up here. I'm curious to see what that is. One looks like should be in this valley over here. Same valley as the feed stand, so pretty easy to miss. There is another hunting stand. I suppose I can always hit up the castle first and then attempt to track that down later. It's up on the cliff, so it should be hard to miss. See, that's when these guys play these a lot. They'll be like, oh, the castle's up this way, just like by being in that valley. And like, I'm certainly not there yet, so I've got to look at the map and search around for it. Put a little bit of guesswork in also. Because I think that's this peak, so it should be ridgeline that way. Should be an antenna somewhere up here too. We will see if I can figure out where I'm going as I get a little wet here. Oh, okay. I'm a lot further south than I thought. No big deal. Hit the old little electrical shack up. Seasoned players would like see these where I'm going and be like, there's never anything in there. Why are you checking that? And I'm like, yeah, little shack. Hopefully there's a sickle or this sweet motorbike helmet. Well, there are slugs, or a slug. I can throw them at people's faces. Alright, let's sneak around out here. Maybe get to a castle. Yeah, my thoughts, the more I play in this session here, my thoughts are, I feel like I'm going to get murdered here, so let's actually get the gun out. My thoughts are that I need to do a recording test and see if this is even feasible on this rig, on these kind of servers. Because I don't want to just restrict myself just to servers that I get really good ping on. That's potentially very limiting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, server restarts in, what do we say? A little under an hour. So we'll just kind of play it out, see what we can do here. God, that scared me. It was just like right in my ear. Did I step on it? And now you're going to run away. You're going to let the whole castle know we're here. I can't do anything about it either. Hopefully I have a room for it. Okay, good. In the castle looking for rifles, and all I really care about is getting a knife. Let's see if we've got any friends afoot. Knife? Knife? Broadsword? Just booty hat, huh? Yeah. Yeah, see, it's so jittery even for me, and it's really not like that when I play servers, even with relatively low ping. So the combination of the streams and the 180 ping is not making an enjoyable experience. But we'll tough it out. We'll hang in there. Fire barrel. I can see nothing. Is that not a real fire barrel? That's kind of weird. I have walked, like just walked right over rifles on these landings before. Because I was like, why would there be anything on the landing? I like how too, I was just staring down at the stairs rather than clearing up. But like I said, oh man, that's big too. It's a bummer I don't have anything to use it on. Okay, so that's where I came from. This is the last tower here too, isn't it? This is kind of a dumpy castle, but what are you gonna do? So where am I looking down that way? That should be north end, so Mista should be kind of off in the distance there after that curve in the road. Probably just out of sight with the kind of poopy weather. I haven't been getting much luck with the visuals. It was nighttime when we started, and now we're looking in cloudy skies. That's alright. Haven't heard anybody either. helps if you go through the door. Okay. So let's get on getting on. These have a little side room, don't they? Yeah, something in here. Oh, please be sterilized too. That's big. Oh, I have tons of room. I forgot about the backpack. That's a bummer about dropping the peak coat. Or whatever jacket I had, but we will acquire another one for sure. Man, so bad. I don't blame some folks from coming in and dropping out right away when they see the video. Oh well. Guess I need to turn those messages off too. That's right. This, in my long 6-month streaming career, only been sniped once in Rust, and that's, who cares? If you can get to me and you can kill me on here, you've earned it, I guess. That being said, don't do that. Okay, got the picnic table. Take your battery, I don't care about your binoculars. I've never used them. I always do stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I don't want that. I don't really care about it. I've got you, thank you. But it's funny because, like, maybe I would really enjoy using those, like, to Overwatch places. But I just assume, like, I don't want them. Let's take a right. We'll intercept. I'm really bad at intercepting the footpaths. Yeah, there we go. There's a feed stand in the curve down here. Should we... Is it downhill? Does that make sense? It does make sense. Shouldn't be too far. And we'll head back. Go north from there. That's just 90 degrees to my left. There's the feed stand. And then we'll be creeping into Mista. Which this is going to put a fire in Mista as a priority. So we can get dried out. Hopefully we'll have found something to cut this chicken up at that point. Well, there we go. Once again, just say it out loud and it'll present itself to you. Alright, so from here, yeah, let's just go kind of straight up the curve here. That'll probably get us, we'll at least see the buildings on the road. I think between our limited time left, the relatively, pop was a little less than half the server, so a relatively low pop, and the current environment, I really don't think we're going to run into anybody. So we'll definitely be more of a relaxed walk through the park. And rather than yell over that, see, the bitrate looks really good for Twitch, but it's like very jittery. I don't know. We'll see what we do with it. But instead of yell over the rain, I'll be quiet here until the storm passes. Talk to you in a bit. Okay. Single shot there. Pretty distant, I think. Definitely not very good at judging that. This is potentially the road that we're looking for. So we'll keep that in mind. That would be out east. Power lines. Oh, okay. I think I went, yeah, I went way, way further left than I thought I was. Alright, that's confusing to me. So that's where that road meets that up. That trail on my left, power lines on my right. Right? Did I go the right way here? Yeah, okay, this is south. Got myself quickly turned around with a whole lot of nothing. Let's get this chicken. Oh, I didn't even know you could store it there. That's so cool. Get this chicken chopped up real quick while we have a second. I clearly didn't know where I was going there. I need to cut across. I could have just stayed on that trail, but that's okay. Alright, you never know for crossbow. Well, I guess it depends. That's that shack. So that means I might be running directly towards where we've already been. Because are these going to cross back over? Okay, we're going the right way. Where those cross over, we just hit red food also. So the hunting shack actually is a lot lower priority, but we'll take the risk. We'll see what we can do over here. Yeah, there's that trail there. So open field, which is I think the direction of the shot. Since we could be in trouble with the hunger anyway, we'll take a risk. I probably should not run, but... Alright, no more yelling over the rain. Okay, we just need to be slightly cautious in here. This very well might have been where the shot came from also. I'm really bad at checking for chimney smoke also. That one doesn't even have one, but... Is this a working fire barrel? Nope. With a stutter while entering a building is potentially very hazardous. You can see the chimney must be on the other side. Oh, that's huge. Peanuts to the rescue. Not for everyone, but for my case, right now, the truth. Alright, let's hit these couple buildings. That'll keep me going for a little bit here, not really that much. But we'll check these buildings. That makes me think this wasn't where the shot came from. Nobody's leaving peanuts. There's gardening lime over there. I think there might only be... This actually might be it. Just this and the two shacks. Yeah. So if we head this way... I'm looking at that right. Yeah. The hunting stand will be up here. And then we'll be in Amista. We'll sort out the food situation when we get there. Okay. Ooh, 308. You know what that means? Mista is going to have a blaze for us. 3 rounds of 308. That'll do okay. Just enough to get more 308. Yeah, there's mist up there on the hill. Oh man, I really could go for that deer. I don't know if I have time for that though. Got 3 chicken steaks. Let's go see what we can do. This is 9 by 19, isn't it? Yeah. Might have to shoot it quite a bit. But yeah, we're already red food again. So might as well make it worth it. I'm really bad at gauging distance on the deer. Like, to the point where, yeah, losing health. To the point where I'll like run right past them or walk right up to them and they'll go sprinting, especially when it's raining like this. I think that's a lot further away than I'm thinking it is. Maybe we should, yeah, let's just go to Mista. Yeah, it's right there. Let's see, that's the, I think that's going to be the east side of it. But yeah, if I went through that makes sense. Just going to take the risk here. Hopefully there's some greenhouses with some good eats in it. It kind of looked like it would have been cool. It was kind of jittery, just like my connection here, but... yeah, you can see like when my arm came into the view right there that the connection is just struggling. Really? We're gonna do this again, huh? I have found decent rifles in here before. I always go to the second story and then I've never found anything up there. I haven't told myself I'm not going to do that yet, but... yeah, we need to go get that guy. Shush him up. Yeah, I always come up here and check behind and then it's like... I think this is the write-off of checking that. Alright, where is he? Right here. His crow from beyond the grave there. Yeah, that stutter is probably more than enough to get me killed if we're in the middle of a fight. But I'll quit whining about it. We've already talked about it. Is this a dead goat? Why is this? That's very concerning. I wonder if that's zombies work? Yeah, why would you have killed this and not taken it? It'd be really good bait if somebody just left this in the road. Yeah, that would be excellent bait. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. There's a zombie on the roof there, so there's been somebody here recently. Can we take the bones? Yeah, let's just take that and scoot. Okay, there it is. I was about to say, you guys saw that, right? I'm not making that up. I'm slightly is she aggroed? I think so, right? I think this might be where we donate our life, but we're already shivering, so let's just run in here. Yeah, this is, okay. Got some food there. Maybe not. Oh, sweet! Let's take that chicken out of here. Let's hopefully we don't get shot through the wall. The window would make more sense. The bones. We took the bones because we wanted to make... No? Isn't that bones and... I thought it was bones and knife gives you rope. Did I make that up? It's guts. That's what it is. Alright, but let's just eat some peaches. Get the grumblies away at least. Trying to drink tea and manage inventory at the same time. I'm kind of tempted to make a fire in here. This is the poopy stove, and I know that's real dumb. But since we're kind of... I mean, I keep acting like we only have 10 minutes left. We got about 30. Yeah, it's not worth it. Not in here anyway. Maybe we'll just build a fire in one of the... Okay, I thought that was locked for a second. She's over there. Good. Yeah, if we find a good stove house, which I'm just trying to avoid that runner over there, then we'll just fire it up and cook and Mista here. Risk having a visitor. Oh jeez, I'm just getting sick. That didn't take long. I don't think I have anything. I don't have vitamins. Right? I have a gun cleaning kit, which is funny. Well, there we go. At least it's something. Get this nice and repaired for whoever takes it from us. I probably should have just taken the rounds out of that, but we'll just get this cleaned up and then put the good one in, I guess. Oh, it's a bummer being sick. Mista has nothing in the way of medical. Little tiny town. Did we did well, yeah, let's change that with the full one. Because I do feel like we're going to get in a fight here. I don't know why. The hackles are standing up. Okay, at least the... Wow, it's not that it matters. I was gonna say, at least it's stopping raining. Like, you're already sick. The damage has been done. I'll check that greenhouse too. I do need to be quite a bit more cautious. I thought that was food. Let's, well, it's at least drenched. So let's start doing this and be somewhat smart about this. There we go. And we can just take all the goods out and then ditch it. At least we have a dry hoodie on in better condition. Sneezy McSneezerton. Yeah, I definitely need to get a fire going and dried out sooner than later here. What's this house got in it? We're just gonna take the risk if this has got the actual fireplace. I think that it does. We'll see upstairs here. I think I've committed at this. Oh, it's got the poopy one. That sucks. That's definitely a replaced clothing, though. Upstairs is false, right? No? Okay, oh, it's the lay down bit. Yeah, not this one. Not this one. But if we find a spot that's got the fireplace bit, we'll get dried out, we'll get warmed up, we'll cook. Hopefully that'll help fight the sickness. We won't need to grab any pills or any nonsense like that. Zombie up there. Oh, this is the pub, huh? Yeah. It's so funny because you would think that, like, when I first started playing, for sure, and I still come in here all the time, and I don't know why I try it, but you would think that, like, oh, a pub, there's going to be food, there's going to be water sources, like, there's never anything. It's always garbage. Just absolute garbage. Soup instantly 8. We don't need that. I have a bad habit of checking the stairs, too, and I know there's nothing up there, but just in case players go up there and drop something, that's the excuse I'll use. Okay. This is scary also. I don't think I even realized there was water in the town. I think it's underneath one of the other icons. God, that scared me. Between the jitteriness and me kind of stumbling around here, I was like, what was that? It's you. That was you. Somebody is just gonna run in somewhere, like behind me, and just BK me in the face. I feel it coming. Maybe green. Eh. We'll take it. You never know. It's got the right rounds. Oh no, it's 380 on IJ, isn't it? We're filling up here. There it is. Yeah, 380. I feel like 380 is the most common, at least on the servers I've been on. And I'm not gonna just, you know, like single shot a rack. I take whatever pistol I can get though, so I suppose if I found an IJ I wouldn't be complaining about it. Pipe, I've still got the baseball bat. There are a lot of zombies around here, so at least that's good that nobody's immediately here anyway. Let's check this outhouse and then we need to run. Oh, I want that. That guy's he's totally gonna show up in my face here. Hey, it's like, yeah, he's right there. There's one over there. Uh-oh. We have friends. Give me that. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, let's see if I can do this while it's... Oh my god, it froze. I was going to say, well, it's all freezing on me. Alright, at least I only got one at a time here. And he's kind of bugged into the door. Yeah, that definitely needs to get sorted. That's going to kill me if it's a player for sure. Alright. I'm less worried about him. I mean, I've already made enough noise in the area. He still got me. I forgot I don't have... Oh, I do. I have the one bandage. Come on, runner man. He's got something on him, so we'll check that. Really? Click, 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 click. Oh, both of that's really big. Okay. Making a little noise was hopefully worth it. Whenever you get into like a multi-zombie fight like that, that's when I'm always just expecting just like the bang, like right at the last second. Everywhere's not been fireplaced up. What I should do is look for the big chimney, I think that makes a difference. This is ridiculous because it's so big, but it's not going to let me do it anyway, is it? I think there's something that you can do to make that work, but it's bright red. I really don't want it anyway. Alright, let's hide out for a second. Give me some peaches, or sardines, whatever these are. It's funny, whatever my character is eating, that's like my cue to like, hey, you haven't, you still have tea, or you haven't had your water in a little bit. Okay. I don't know. Let's peek in here. Nothing? I hadn't been looking and paying attention to the map either. I'm not even sure what side we're on. I think we're at the end of the road. Yeah, power lines that way. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this was main road to my right. Yeah, like that house over there. We'll check for fireplace if we haven't already. Feels like we have, but I'll take a peek. Hopefully that didn't stir them up. Okay, it did, but we can get away. Yeah, we've totally been in here, haven't we? Yeah. I don't remember what the situation was, though. I love it. There's like 3 chimneys, and it's like, oh yeah, there's nowhere for you to actually do anything in here, though. That's just for show, man. I didn't think about the bottle until I just passed the fountain there. Alright, let's hide in here a second. Figure out what's going on here. Okay, so there's the water. Yeah, I don't think... Oh man, we got Starway right here already. I don't think we're cooking here. I think we just might head into the woods. So power line direction. Yeah, there's a hunting stand. There it is. Let's just go hit that. Let's take this very terrible risk right here. This is this is where we're gonna get it. We'll go hit that hunting stand and then head up into the woods. Hopefully there's some evergreens up there. But maybe there's a little guy there. Probably call it for this session. Again, I'm really concerned about the quality that you guys would be looking at, and it's not going to be worth it. You know, a couple folks had come in and it's either the pleasantries of my voice, or they had seen that and were like, yeah, this is garbage looking, I'm out of here. So rather than waste a bunch of time with this life, we might as well get our little friend here in a good position. What are you looking at, bro? Get out of here. Oh, great, of course he's coming this way. Get this guy in a better position to keep a life going. If I can sort that out, I'm thinking the solution, I don't know if this is going to be it, but I'm thinking the solution is probably to not multi-stream, stream it on Twitch, and then, you know, just kind of cut any cool stuff that happens for YouTube. I thought for sure that zombie was going to come over after I sneezed. I've not been sick very often, so I'm not super familiar with it, but there we go, full guts. I checked that car already, let's just bail. Hopefully we can get up the hill. Oh? Who? Oh my god. Oh, it's tincture. I thought it was a water bottle. That's the only thing that's funny is I don't think, we'll definitely take the tincture though. I don't think the other games I play on stream are very mouse clicky or keyboard clicky. But whenever I'm like swinging on somebody, I'm like click, 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 click. Yeah, just looking at that on, that's on Twitch now even. It just looks so bad. It shows I have a good connection though. So like I said, I'll figure it out. I don't want to waste either of our times really. This guy's not in a terrible position. He'd be a lot better off if I hadn't thrown the bottles away. But yeah, you know, there's some good rounds there. 3-9. Oh, I saw you, and now you're like in the ladder. There we go. Perfect. You know, good enough position to keep playing. I don't ever think, like, I think some people will get a life and it won't go that well, so they'll just end it, and it's like, I don't see the point of that. Like, try it, you know, you never know. You never know. I'm definitely not anywhere near as experienced as some of the guys that I've seen. I'm a big fan of Running Man's. I need to get him at least followed and recommended. Not that he needs it from me, but you know, you see some of the plays that he makes, and it's like, yeah, of course he's a good player, but that's not why he can pull those plays off. Like, you know, those plays are just possible. Did we have a peanut? Oh, a chocolate. Yeah, let's just eat this. What do we got to serve a restart? We have 25 minutes to serve a restart, so realistically like 20 minutes. Let's see if we can get into the little millie camp up here. There's a road that we can follow to a hunting stand. What road is that? I think that's it, actually. The hunting stand will be across on the other side. And then we'll go into the millie tents and just kind of see what we can pick up on the way out. I'm almost kind of hoping that that's the yellow tent so I can get some medicine. But we've got a good amount of food. I didn't realize how much we got from that goat especially. So thank you, zombie goat murderers, allegedly. That should be right here somewhere. Is it down the road further? Yeah, I suppose it is. Looks like it's right off the road though. Yeah, we'll see what we can get in these tents. We still need to get a fire just to dry out even. And then next session, whether it's Twitch or YouTube, and what I'll do too, if I don't stream this life, like if I continue playing it, I'll just record it. That way if there's any shenanigans that take place, it'll be captured regardless, to share with the masses. feel like I should have come upon it already. But there's also not an open field yet, so run around with my gun away again. I'm happy about that holster. I do wish... Like, I wish you could take that holster off of there. Is that the farm? The hunting stand? Yeah, it is. Because I like having the belt, the canteen and the sheath and the holster go on it. But I either find one or the other. I never find all of them at the same time. So you've got a holster and you've got nothing to put it on. Or an empty belt. But this will do for now, obviously. Okay, good. More chocolate. I love how they made, you know, they bothered to do chocolate, peanuts, and just a Gorky. Like, it's food. I don't think we're that picky about it. Is that the tents? What am I looking at here? That's got to be, right? Yeah, because that's the curved road. So the tents are... Oh, yeah. They're in there. Alright. This is silly. We've got nothing to do anything. If there is somebody here. But... that'll be the attempt to acquire something to do something about next time. We'll see what's what. I kind of just want to get in there too. Since we're creeping on, you know, just under 20 minutes. I want to be able to get in there, look for treasures, and then get out before any restart looms too closely for comfort. Okay, we've got a zombie there. Yeah, one there. That's close enough to be mine for sure. Some off to the right. I think there's two just to the right of the entrance. I don't really have the time to go around though, so we'll just go right through this farmhouse and then go out the farmhouse to the right. Be awfully exposed, but here we go. There's a feed stand we can check on the way out too. Maybe we'll do that. We'll head out east. Check the feed stand on the way. Oh, I thought the doors were on the ends. So it's going to be an exit and then to the left. Makes more sense. What do we got? CR? That's not bad. No scope? That's alright. We got the knife for zombie hunting, so... Again, my knowledge of the game, rounds. Okay, we do have it. This takes a mag though, doesn't it? Yeah. Of course the fox is yelling. Why wouldn't a fox be yelling? That's not bad though. We'll take a rifle. Okay, there's two here. Anybody have anything cool on them? No. Oh, you know what I want to do? Let's just draw them in here. I think there's that fox, yeah. Yeah, let's get these guys in here. Hopefully it doesn't get too crazy on me and I can get them in there. At least these two. Hopefully leave the entrance open. Try and sneak up on him, but this other guy's... Yeah, it doesn't matter. So this other guy's gonna see me for sure. Did your friend come with? Okay, good. Of course that happened. Oh no. Yeah, it's not there we go. One's better than none. What happened? And I'm bleeding. Okay, this is not great. But we'll see what we can do here. Alright. Where did he... Yeah, he just teleported through, I guess. Sick, wet, hurt, cut. DayZ? People would be like, no, that's just you being garbage. Which is not inaccurate. Alright. Let's not have another encounter like that since we're up to 0 bandages. I can disinfect the rags though. So there's that. I don't think there's going to be anybody here, but it's very small. Oh, I don't like those jitters. Okay, got something at least. A hat. The #1 item sought after in militaries. It's another hat. That's not a good sign where that is either. Yeah, there's... Okay, somebody's like just been here. That sucks. What is that? Oh, nobody cares. M4 backup sites. Big stupid night vision scope. I will take that. That'll be our replacement knife. Okay, round 2. There we go. Redemption. Except for the loss of 2 water bottles. Alright, which way do we need to get out of here? Pretty much back the way we came. I don't know if I checked these. That's the iron sights. I don't think I checked this one. Oh yeah, this is the one I came in first. Okay. So back out this way then. Well, that's a bummer, but that's alright. Yeah, just up behind it, I think. Got anybody with any cool stuff on? Probably not. Is that a feed stand down there? Saw it on the way in, I just don't remember what it was next to. Of course you saw me. Draw you a little further away just in case. Yeah, right down to the road. That's an inconspicuous spot, right? I think that was the feed stand there. I almost wish they didn't stagger back that far. Like, just a subtle stagger. I guess we can be ready with the CR now. Just like a, you know, ooh, whoops, you got me. But like, they get stagger back out of range. Or I could just, you know, play better. Sometimes when those trees render in like that, I'm like, is that a player? How's my hat? Drenched. Let's just trade it out. The color's better too. Okay, so we are then like northeast of Staroy. There's a hunting stand up here in the woods just prior to Dolina. I think we'll just kind of position ourselves. Because do they have medical? Oh crap. Behind us has medical. Staroy does. That's got a PD too though. I feel like that's just going to be a nightmare. Food is going to be the issue. Food and getting dry. So let's just get up in here. We can sort that first thing next session and then get back into the military. So that'll probably be the move. Maybe build a fire in there. That's a little closer to the military than I care to do. Go up the hill a little further here. If there was a little bit more time, I'd just go ahead and build the fire and cook now, but since, you know, that's a super exciting thing to have happen. I'm not expecting that road, so I'm very interested which way I went here. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'm supposed to be going uphill, so that does make sense. Or am I? Ooh, you know what? I think... Which way is the road here? Let me duck into this tree. Oh, okay, if I came out the main road, yeah, I think I went actually the wrong way. We came from that way. I think this road is the road I came in on. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe? Let's go over here to where we can see. At least get pointed in the right direction before we make a mistake. Yeah, okay. So there's the hunting stand to the right of the road. So I actually want to go across the road and slightly right. Yeah, up here. Orienteering definitely is a necessary thing to exercise. I don't want to call it a skill. I mean, it's not real. The map is not real. The terrain is not real. Virtual orienteering. There we go. We can call the skill of virtual orienteering. This is a dumpy mountain though. For fire making anyway. See, I'm not expecting this footpath either. So did I go the wrong way again? I did. I went across the road. Crap. Here I'm talking about this necessary skill and I'm biffing it every time I get the opportunity to. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to, yeah, because we're just south of that feed stand. We're going to plop into maybe there. Where it looks like there's going to be a better spot for sure. Yeah, like in here somewhere. I always love how you cut your feet when you don't have shoes on, but you can just like absolutely sprint through evergreens. There we go. There's the fire spot. It's not the best, but like, why would you be up here? So we'll plop here. We'll go ahead and log, and yeah, like I said, I'll scope these videos. Hopefully it's not been as bad as it seems to have been, but honestly, it looks like it's been pretty bad, so do apologize about the video quality. We'll get that sorted out for sure, and then I think that's going to be the plan, is to stream it on Twitch, or at least try and clean it up a little bit. I don't know if I can do any video settings that'll make it less jumpy like that, and then keep the highlights for YouTube. But either way, we'll hit back DayZ for streaming a week from Saturday, so 2 weeks from tonight, and then we'll hit up back in My Day Friday next week. So it's good to be jumping back into streaming. Thanks to those guys that popped in and popped out, presumably from quality and such. But if you're watching this at a later time, I'm elderb. Take care.